Hello everyone, I am Disha. Welcome to Drishti IAS. I am back with the another video which is a part of our Economy This Week series where we discuss important economy related current affairs that has happened throughout the week. So let's get started. Okay. Now these are the news, these are our topics for discussion. The first news is related to EPFO 3.0. The second news is related to World Trade Organization Agreement on Fishery Subsidies. Alright, the third news is related to NITI Aayog's Investment Friendliness Index 2026, and at last we will discuss the newly formed council, that is E-Commerce Council of India. Alright, so let's start with our first news, that is EPFO 3.0 towards Universal Social Security. Okay, now before covering this news, can you tell me the meaning of social security? What does the word social security means? We will understand this with the help of example. Okay, let us take an example of a person whose name is Manish. Okay, Manish is 25 years old. He's working in a company. Right now, he is financially secured because he is receiving his fixed monthly salary from the company. Okay, but what after his retirement? Who will take care of his financial needs? How will you answer this? Who will take care of his financial needs once he gets retired, or once, let's just say, due to any accident, he becomes disabled? Who will take care of his financial needs? Now, social security means what? That a person should be socially secure. That means he should be financially secured during the times of distress. During the times of financial distress, a person should be financially secure. Now, social security talks about that. Okay, if we talk about developed nations, for example, Canada, US, Japan, they are already working towards the social security. If we talk about India, we are trying to become a developed nation, right? So to become a developed nation, it is very important for us that we make sure that we provide social security to all the workers who are there in our country. We have to make this universal. Okay, now let's talk about Provident Fund. Now, social security, see, Provident Fund is a part of your social security. Okay, Provident Fund is a part of your social security. What happens in Provident Fund? Let's just say that you are an employee. You are working under an employer. You will deposit some percentage of your salary to your PF account. Okay, let's just say you are depositing 12% of your salary to your PF account. Similarly, your employer, the one who has hired you, will do the same. He will also deposit the 12% of your salary to the PF account. And where that amount will go? It will go in your PF account. You can avail that amount after your retirement. Okay? So we can say that this Provident Fund is a part of your social security. But now this Provident Fund, in India, this Provident Fund comes under your EPFO. EPFO controls your Provident Fund. Okay, EPFO manages your Provident Fund. That's why it becomes important for us. Okay, if we talk about EPFO, EPFO comes under Ministry of Labor. That you have to read. Okay, you have to learn this, that EPFO comes under your Ministry of Labor. It's a statutory body. Now, why I have not mentioned this information in slides? Because we have already discussed this topic in great detail in our previous sessions. That's why I have not included this information. Okay, I hope that you are aware of this. We are just revising it. Okay, so EPFO is planning EPFO 3.0, the next phase of social security reform. It is going to be a next phase of social security reform. What is the core objective of EPFO 3.0? The core objective is to expand the pension and provident fund coverage from the organized sector to all the workers. Currently, the EPFO is available only for the organized sector. What is organized sector? It is that sector which is registered with the government. Okay, organized sector, the employees who are working in the organized sector, they have fixed monthly salary. They have fixed monthly salary. Their number of working hours are also fixed. Okay, they do get a lot of other incentives as well because they are a part of organized sector. But the main problem is that the EPFO covers only organized sector. We want to give social security to the people, to the workers who are a part of unorganized sector as well. And EPFO 3.0 is going to work in that direction. Okay, now We want to expand the pension and provide fund coverage to all the workers, including the gig and platform workers, to the workers who belong to unorganized sector, and building and other construction workers. Okay, let us see this in more detail. Why is it needed? See, presently EPFO mainly covers organized sector employees. It is covering only organized sector employees. All right. But if we talk about our workforce in India, majority of the workforce, 75% of Indian workforce is in the unorganized sector. Don't you think they should also be covered under social security? Right? They should be a part of social security as well. Right? So we want to, and because of the rise of gig economy, it requires a more flexible and portable pension system. The gig economy is also rising. Who are the gig workers? The gig workers are contractual based workers. That means they do certain work for a fixed period of time. It is not a permanent employment. Okay, they do a task based work. Okay, gig workers do a task based work. So they also need to be, a part of social security system. All right. Also, let us talk about the key features of EPFO 3.0. See, the first feature is universal pension system that I've already explained you, that we want that pension should be given to all the workers despite of the fact that they are working under organized sector or unorganized sector, right? Pension should be given to all of them. There should be a unified universal pension system. They are also talking about the defined contribution model. Okay, in EPFO 3.0, we will be following a defined contribution model. See what happens in defined contribution model. Let us understand. See, in defined contribution model, the contribution is fixed. Okay, how much you will contribute, it will be fixed. Let's just say that you are contributing 12%, but how much return you will be getting, how much pension you will be receiving after your retirement, it is not fixed. Earlier it was fixed. The government used to give you the guarantee. The government used to assure you that we will give you this much amount. But right now, the contribution is fixed, but the pension you will finally receive is not fixed. The final retirement pension you will be getting, it will be based on how much money has been contributed, how long you have contributed, the returns like the interest and investment income earned on those contribution. These factors will determine that how much will be your final retirement amount. Okay. Now, why we are doing this? Earlier, the government used to assure you about your pension, right? That this fixed amount you will be getting after your retirement. We want to reduce certain burden from the government. Okay. And it is also not financially sustainable in the long run. That's why we came up with defined contribution model, where how much percentage you will contribute in your PF, it is fixed, but how much you will get in return, what will be your fixed retirement amount, it is not clear. Okay. It depends on these factors. All right. Now, retirement corpus can be built through contributions from employee, employer, government, aggregators, and NGOs and third parties. This is a very interesting framework if we talk about EPFO 3.0. See, earlier if we talk about the contribution, the contributions were made by two parties, employer and the employee. But now the government says that the other aggregators can also contribute in your PF. Okay, the other aggregators like the NGOs, the aggregators, the government, these stakeholders can also contribute in your provident fund. This is an interesting aspect. Okay, then there is a flexible retirement planning. What do you mean by flexible retirement planning? Let us understand this. See, members can choose a targeted retirement sum, that is TRS. I will explain you with the help of example. Let us assume that you have set a target that after your retirement, you want 1 crore rupees in your PF account. Okay, this is your target. For that, you will get a dashboard. This TRS will act as a dashboard. Through this dashboard, you will be able to track that how much you have contributed, how much near you are to your goal. Okay, how your corpus is growing, how your fund is growing in the PF. Okay, it will also show you the progress towards the retirement goal. If this is your retirement goal, this TRS dashboard will show you that how close you are towards your retirement goal. Okay, also it will give you the pension simulator with inflation adjusted projection. It will also provide you the inflation adjusted projection. So this is the interesting feature. Okay, next thing is flexible withdrawal. What is flexible withdrawal? See, at the time of retirement, members can choose between regular pension or SWP, that is systematic withdrawal plan. What does this mean? See, under regular pension, you will get the fixed monthly pension. Okay, but if we talk about systematic withdrawal plan, under this what will happen is you will keep the certain amount in your PF itself, you will keep getting the interest from that particular amount, and the rest of the amount you can withdraw as your pension. It is more flexible compared to your regular pension, because in regular pension you will be getting a fixed monthly amount, but here you can make it flexible as per your needs. Let's just say that in April month your expenses are less, so you have withdrawn less amount, but in August month your expenses are more, so you have withdrawn more amount as compared to the April month. Okay, so it is more flexible. Okay, so it has made the withdrawal process more flexible. Okay, now next point is inclusion of gig and platform workers. The government has targeted that we want to provide social security to at least 2.5 crore gig workers, and BOCW targeted over the next 5 years. Okay, this has been targeted by the government. Next thing the government says is there should be one universal account number linked to multiple employers, aggregators, ensuring portability. Very interesting feature. See, these days, like, doesn't matter how many companies you switch, you will receive one UAN number. Okay, there will be a one universal account number. Now this had ensured the portability. Okay, all right. Pension benefits extend to spouse, children, orphans through the family benefit fund. Very interesting features. That means pension benefit have also extended to your family members. Okay, then the fifth point is related to your technology backbone. See, EPFO 3.0 will adopt a core banking solution, that is CBS, for real-time transaction, faster settlements and seamless portability. You might have heard about the core banking solutions. What does that mean? See, let's just say that you have an account in SBI. Okay, you have a bank account in SBI. Despite of having an account in SBI, you can receive the money from the bank account which belongs to the other branch. Let's just say that you can also receive the money from the PNB. You can also receive the money from ICICI Bank. Okay, why this happens? It happens because of the core banking solutions. All the banking branches have been connected to a centralized digital system. That's why you are able to receive money from any other banking branch. Okay, now EPFO is also trying to adopt this core banking solution. It will improve the real-time transactions, faster settlements and seamless portability. Okay, am I clear with all the provisions? Now let us talk about the significance of EPFO 3.0. What are its significance? What it will do? See, it will expand the social security to the unorganized and gig workers. Social security is being expanded. Okay, we are also providing social security to the unorganized workers. Next thing it does is it enhances the portability for workers changing job. How does it enhances portability? By ensuring that there will be a one UAN, one universal account number. Okay, all right. Next thing it says is it will improve the transparency through real-time digital tracking. I've already explained you that you can live track your fund, how much you have progressed, okay, how much near you are to your goal. So in a way it is improving the transparency. Next thing it will do is it will strengthen the retirement saving with multi-source contributions. It will strengthen the retirement savings with multi-source contribution. I've already explained you that apart from the employer and employee, all the other stakeholders can also contribute in your provident fund. That includes government, that includes NGOs, that also includes the aggregators. Okay. Also, it aligns with the Code on Social Security 2020. What does the Code on Social Security says? Code on Social Security talks about the expansion of Social Security to the unorganized workers as well. So EPFO 3.0 is working on the same line. Okay, it has aligned itself with the Code on Social Security. But what are the challenges? The first challenge is to identify and register informal workers. It is very difficult to identify or to register informal worker. Okay, informal worker includes what? They are street vendors, right? Street vendors. What else? Rickshaw drivers. So it becomes difficult to register them. All right. Ensuring aggregator compliance. Aggregators are big companies like Ola, Uber. Now the government says to the aggregators that you have to deposit certain percentage of your revenue or profits to the PF. Okay, but how do we make sure that the aggregators are ensuring the compliance? For that, the government needs to monitor them. Okay, and to monitor them, this will increase the administrative cost of the government. Okay, so it is a challenge in itself. Then how long term financially sustainable it is, that is also another question. Also, digital literacy and awareness. Okay, EPFO 3.0 will work on the digital platform. Okay, but right now it is an important question that how digital literacy can become a hurdle in that. Okay, there should be a digital literacy and awareness if we talk about availing these benefits. So it also becomes important that are we digital literate, are we digital aware, are the people of our country have the digital equality. Okay, all right. Now let us come to the next news. Next news is related to WTO agreement on fisheries subsidies. Now this agreement has been in news from last 2-3 years, but right now again it has been highlighted because finally India has deposited its instrument of acceptance of the WTO agreement on fisheries subsidies. Okay, India has finally accepted this agreement. Now with this, India has become the 123rd WTO member to formally accept the agreement. Let us read more about it. See, now this agreement on agreement on fishery subsidies was accepted in the 12th, was adopted in 12th WTO Ministerial Conference, that is MC12 in Geneva 2022. So this has been in news since 2022. Okay. When did it came into force? It came into force in 15 September 2025 after acceptance of 2/3 of the WTO members. Also, it is the first WTO multilateral agreement with an environmentally sustainability objective. Okay. See, what are the key features of this agreement? The first key feature is it applies to the marine wild capture fisheries and fishing related activities at sea. This is the main highlighted keyword. Okay, it does not cover the aquaculture, that is fish farming. It also do not cover the inland fisheries, that is fishing happening in the river, lakes and ponds. Okay, what are its major provisions? See, this agreement prohibits subsidies for illegal and unregulated fishing. Okay, now you might be aware of this fact that the government across the world do provide these subsidies to their fishermen. Okay, but this causes a problem. If you will give the excessive subsidies to your fishermen, then the fishermen will capture the more fishes. Okay, then as a result, it will distort the international trade. At the same time, it will also harm the environment. Okay, so that's why the WTO came up with this agreement. All right. So it has prohibited subsidies for illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. Also, fishing of overfished stocks. What does that mean? Let us assume that there is a area where the fisheries are already depleting. They are already in less population, but still the fisherman is capturing from that particular area. Fisherman is capturing fishes from that particular area. Now what will happen? The government cannot provide subsidies to the fishermen where the fishing is happening of the already overfished stocks. There the subsidies have been prohibited. Okay. Now this particular agreement promotes the sustainable and responsible utilization of marine resources. Okay. Now let us also talk about World Trade Organization. So this WTO was established in 1st January 1995 via Marrakesh Agreement. Okay, this is important for your exam. This WTO was established under your Marrakesh Agreement in 1995. Now WTO has replaced the GATT, that is General Agreement on Trade and Tariffs. Why WTO replaced GATT? Because this GATT was covering only trade in goods. But WTO covers the trade in goods as well as in services. Trades in goods and services. Okay. Its headquarters are located in Geneva. There are in total 166 members. Okay. The highest decision making body which is there in WTO is Ministerial Conference. It takes place after every 2 years. For example, if a statement comes in your examination that Ministerial Conference of WTO takes place every single year, so that statement would be incorrect. It happens after every 2 years. The decision making is consensus. Okay. All right. What are the core principles of WTO? These are the core principles. The first principle is of most favored nation. What does it say? Equal treatment to all WTO members. Non-discrimination. Let us try to understand this with the help of example. Let's just say that WTO has 5 members. Okay. A, B, C, D, A. So country A is extending a special benefit to country E. All 5 of them are the part of WTO. Okay, country A has extended any special benefit to country E. Now this will become incorrect. This will, as per the WTO, country A is violating the principle of most favored nation. What country A should do, if the country is extending any special benefit towards country E, the country A should extend that special benefit to the rest of the countries as well. Okay, this is the principle of most favored nation. That means equal treatment to all WTO members, non-discrimination. Country A cannot discriminate with rest of the countries. Okay. Next principle is national treatment. Imported goods and services treated same as the domestic goods after entering the market. What does that mean? Let us understand this with the help of example. Let us assume that India has imported few cars from Germany. Okay. Now, once the cars from Germany have entered in the Indian market, the Indian government cannot impose extra tax on the German cars. Okay. This is the highlighted keyword. Once they are entered in the market, once they have cleared all sorts of custom duty and all, custom clearance has been done. Now, once those cars have entered in the Indian market, the government cannot levy any sort of road tax just because of the fact that these cars are from Germany. Okay. So, we have to give them the national treatment. We have to treat the imported goods same as our domestic goods once those imported goods entered in our market. Okay. So, this is the second principle. Third principle is related to special and differential treatment. Okay. What does this say is flexibility and concessions for developing and least developed countries. Okay. See, WTO acknowledges that there are certain countries which are currently, they are in a developing stage. Also, there are some least developing countries. So, WTO allows some concessions for those countries. Okay. So, in that case, there is a flexibility and concessions for developing and least developing countries. Certain concessions can be provided to the least developed and developing countries. Can you name me one country which has provided, which has given this special and differential treatment to India? If you know the answer, do write in the comment section. Okay. So, these are the core principles of World Trade Organization. Now, the next news is related to Investment Friendliness Index. Okay. What is Investment Friendliness Index? It's a data-driven assessment framework. Here, the data will be collected across the states and union territories. On the basis of that data, those states and union territories will be assessed. Assessment will be made. What kind of an assessment will be made? We will see that how is the investment ecosystem across the states and union territories. Okay. How easy it is to establish factories or to start investment in those states. On the basis of these keywords, the states will be ranked. Okay. Now, most important fact, the Investment Friendliness Index has been released by NITI Aayog. NITI Aayog has launched the first ever Investment Friendliness Index. It aims to assess and rank states. States will be ranked here on the basis of their ability to attract and facilitate domestic and foreign private investment. Okay. Alright. Now, this initiative supports the vision of Viksit Bharat by promoting competitive and cooperative federalism. How the competitive and cooperative federalism is promoted by this initiative? See, here the states will be ranked on the basis of how friendly their business environment is, how feasible it is to do business there. Okay. Now, states will be ranked. This will promote the competitive federalism. States will compete together. It is a healthy competition. Okay. So, in a way, if we have to become a Viksit Bharat, then it is a good initiative in this particular line. It covers all the states. Important, very important. It covers all the 28 states and union territories. Okay. So, there are the 8 evaluation pillars. On the basis of these pillars, the states will be analyzed. Okay. How friendly environment they provide to the investors in order to start businesses. The first thing they will check is infrastructure. How roads are there? How is the connectivity? Infrastructure is one of the 8 evaluation pillars. The next thing they will check is the business climate. The next thing they will check is the resource availability. They will also look for the resource availability. Is the good quality of labor is available there? Is raw material exist in that particular state? Okay. Then how is the government policy, regulatory ease, institutional environment, financial and environmental resilience? All of these evaluation pillars, like the states will be ranked on the basis of these 8 evaluation pillars. Okay. Now, what are the key findings? The top performing states are, the first position has been secured by Gujarat, the second position has been secured by Maharashtra, and the third position has been secured by Tamil Nadu. These are the top performing states. If we talk about the state-wise strength, why Gujarat came first? Because of its port and infrastructure. The infrastructure of Gujarat is very good. Okay, because of these reasons, the port and infrastructure, Gujarat has been able to secure the first rank. Maharashtra, business climate and investment. The business climate of Maharashtra is very good. It is easier to get the regulatory approvals from Maharashtra. If you are investing in Maharashtra, the regulatory approval process is easier as compared to other states. That's why Maharashtra secured the second position. Tamil Nadu, manufacturing and exports. Okay, manufacturing ecosystem is good in Tamil Nadu. So these are the state-wise strengths. Now also let's talk about the investment trends. Now, investment reached 29.9% of GDP, which is a good news. That means what? Let's just say GDP is 100 rupees. Out of this 100 rupees, 29.9 rupees is spent in investment. Okay. So, investment has reached up to 29.9% of GDP. Next thing, private capital expenditure is around 8.7% of GDP, indicating the need for stronger private sector participation. Now, this is a concerning news. Why? Because private expenditure is just 8.7% of the GDP. That means majority of the expenditure, investment happening in our country is being made by the government. Okay, so government should try to increase the private sector participation in investment process. Okay, now another concerning news is that foreign direct investment remains concentrated. It is only limited to few states. That includes Maharashtra, Karnataka, Gujarat, Delhi, Tamil Nadu. Together they account for 85% of India's FDI. Alright. Now, while the Northeast receives the less than 1%. Now, it highlights the regional imbalance. It highlights the regional imbalance. FDI has remained concentrated. Okay, so these are the few points which you can use in your mains answer writing. Okay, now why this index is important? See, this will encourage the healthy competition among states. The states will compete among itself. Okay, it will identify the strength and policy gaps in the investment ecosystem. When you will rank these states, the states will get to know their position, and accordingly they will be able to work on their weaknesses and they will be able to identify their strength. It will also help to attract the high domestic and foreign investment. Okay, when the states will analyze themselves, they will work on their weak areas and they will improve their ranking, and all of that will result in higher domestic and foreign investment. It will also support the balanced regional development. Okay, then it will contribute to the Viksit Bharat 2047 vision by improving the ease of doing business and boosting private investment. Okay, so this is the reason why this index is important. All right. Now, let us talk about the E-Commerce Council of India, that is ECCI. Okay. Now, ECCI has been established by Internet and Mobile Association of India. Okay. Now, this information you have to remember. Who has launched ECCI? Internet and Mobile Association of India has launched the ECCI. Now, what exactly is E-Commerce Council of India? It is India's first dedicated national industry council for the e-commerce sector. Okay. See, e-commerce sector has various stakeholders. Okay. It includes marketplaces. Marketplaces like Amazon, Flipkart. All right. It also includes the logistics company, the one that carries your goods and services, right? The one that carries the load of these marketplaces. Okay. It also includes the payment providers or the payment gateways. So, the lot of stakeholders are included in e-commerce sector. So, ECCI will be a first dedicated national industry council for this particular sector. Okay. It will serve as a common platform representing the stakeholders. Okay. These stakeholders will be represented by the ECCI. All right. Its objective is what? To provide a single industry voice in policy discussions with the government. If the government has to make any policy related to the e-commerce sector, then ECCI will provide as a single industry voice. It will represent the voice of all the stakeholders which belongs to the e-commerce sector. It will promote the growth, innovation and competitiveness of India's digital commerce sector. Okay. Now, why this is important? Because it provides the unified platform for e-commerce stakeholder, including the digital platform, logistics companies, payment providers and D2C businesses. all these stakeholders will go to the ECCI if they have any complaints or if they have any problems, if they have any suggestions. So ECCI will serve as a unified platform for all these stakeholders. It will also strengthen the industrial government collaboration for better policy formulation. Okay, it will also promote the innovation, investment, and ease of doing digital businesses. It will support MSME digitization. There are small scale industries. Okay, the ECCI will help them to list their products in the e-marketplaces, and that will eventually help in digitization. It will also contribute to the growth of India's digital economy. Okay, all right. Now let us solve some practice questions. Okay, question number 1. Which of the following correctly describes the principle of national treatment under WTO? Option A, equal tariff rates for all member countries. Option B, imported goods should be treated the same as domestic goods after entering the market. Option C, developing countries are exempted from the tariff reduction. Option D, developed countries must provide duty-free access to all imports. Okay, you have to choose the correct option. You have to answer these questions in the comment section. Okay. Next question, EPFO 3.0 derives its legal basis primarily from option A, Code on Wages, option B, Industrial Relations Code 2020, option C, Code on Social Security 2020, option D, Occupational Safety, Health and Working Condition Code 2020. Okay, you have to choose the correct answer. Then third question is related to which of the following are proposed features of EPFO 3.0. What has been proposed in EPFO 3.0? First, targeted retirement sum, systematic withdrawal plan SWP, multi-sourced contribution, single universal account number, that is UAN, linked to multiple employers. You have to select the correct answer using the code below. Choose the correct option from this particular options. Okay, you have to choose the correct option amongst them. Okay, and thank you so much for watching today's lecture. Have a good day ahead.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.